Pick the right Equinox and you get a compact crossover that costs less than $500 a year to maintain and quietly runs past 200,000 miles. Pick the wrong one and you are looking at an engine replacement before the odometer even hits 80,000. The difference between a reliable Equinox and a financial disaster comes down to a single decision: the model year you drove off the lot with. These are the Equinox years to stay away from, and the ones that actually last forever. Let us start with the model years that send owners straight to the repair shop. Number 1. The 2005 Equinox. This was the very first Equinox Chevrolet ever built, and to be straight with you, it felt like a rough draft. I have worked on a few of these over the years, and the 3.4-liter V6 under the hood has a head gasket problem that I personally think is one of the worst design choices GM made in that era. The Dexcool coolant eats the gasket material from the inside out, and once it goes, you are looking at $1,900 to $2,500 just for the head gasket job. I have seen these fail as early as 55,000 miles on otherwise clean vehicles. But the engine was not the only weak point. The 5-speed automatic transmission had such a high failure rate that GM ended up in a class action lawsuit covering 2005 through 2009 models. A rebuild runs $2,500 to $4,500. Here is a rule I tell every Equinox buyer who walks into the shop: never buy the first model year of a Chevrolet Equinox redesign. The 2005 proved that rule, and as you will see, Chevrolet repeated the same mistake twice more. Number 2. 2006 through 2007. These inherited every problem from the 2005 and added a few that still frustrate me to this day. The 2006 is the most complained about first-generation Equinox, with roughly 1,450 documented problems. But the one I see over and over in the shop is the blend door actuator inside the heating and air conditioning system. Nearly 200 owners reported their heater blowing nothing but cold air in the dead of winter, and I can tell you from personal experience, this is one of the most annoying repairs on the entire vehicle. The actuator is buried deep behind the dashboard, which means the whole dash has to come apart to reach it. That is why the repair costs $800 to $1,000, even though the part itself is cheap. The 2007 made things worse, with 4 federal recalls, including 2 for airbag systems that left front passengers completely unprotected. There were also cracked fuel pump modules leaking gasoline directly onto the exhaust manifold. I do not care how good the deal looks on paper. If you see fuel stains near the engine on one of these, walk away immediately. But those first-generation problems are almost minor compared to what Chevrolet built into the next generation. Number 3. The 2018 Equinox. This one surprises people because it looks like the modern, redesigned Equinox that should have fixed everything. It did not. I remember when these first started showing up at the shop, and we could not believe some of the failures we were seeing on vehicles with barely any miles. The 2018 was a complete redesign, introducing the 1.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder, and it is the first model year of the 3rd generation. The failure that scares me the most is the vacuum pump that powers the brake booster. When this pump fails, the brake pedal goes completely stiff with no warning. You press the pedal and nothing happens. I have talked to owners who experience this on the highway, and the fear in their voice tells you everything you need to know. On top of that, we saw full engine replacements needed at just 1,400 miles on the odometer. 1,400 miles, that is not even through the first oil change. A replacement engine runs $3,000 to $5,700 depending on the shop. The government issued 5 recalls on this model year alone. I personally think the 2018 is the single most underrated problem year in the Equinox lineup because it looks so much newer than the models everyone already knows to avoid. Number 4. The 2015 Equinox. This one is still running the 2.4-liter Ecotec 4-cylinder that was causing problems across the entire second-generation lineup, but the 2015 added a failure that takes the repair bill to a completely different level. The timing chain on the 2.4 stretches over time, and here is what makes it so dangerous. This is an interference engine, which means when that timing chain finally snaps, the pistons slam directly into the valves and the entire engine is destroyed from the inside. I worked on one of these where the owner brought it in at 100,000 miles and the repair estimate came back at $12,000. At that point, you are not fixing the car. You are deciding whether to junk it. On top of that, the PCV valve on these freezes in cold weather, which builds crankcase pressure and blows out the rear main seal. I have seen that one catch people completely off guard because they do not connect a frozen breather valve to an oil leak underneath the vehicle. The government also issued a recall covering 681,000 vehicles for windshield wipers that could fail during rain. Now, the 2015 is bad, but it is not the worst Equinox Chevrolet has ever made. That title goes to a model year that I personally tell every single person to avoid. Number 5. The 2013 Equinox. In my opinion, this is the worst Equinox Chevrolet has ever built, and every piece of data I have looked at confirms it. The number one complaint is excessive oil consumption on the 2.4-liter engine. Owners report the engine burning through a full quart of oil every 500 to 1,000 miles. I have had customers bring their Equinox into the shop completely confused because the oil light on the dashboard came on and they just had an oil change 3,000 miles ago. When I pull the dipstick out from under the hood and it comes up bone dry, that is a conversation no mechanic wants to have. The average repair runs about $3,100 at just 76,000 miles based on what owners have been reporting to the government. The defect was so widespread that General Motors got hit with not one but 2 class action lawsuits, and the court filings revealed that General Motors knew about the piston ring defect as early as 2010 and kept selling these engines anyway. I saw these motors coming apart on the engine stand in patterns that were way too consistent to be coincidence. If you are shopping for a used Equinox, the 2013 is my absolute number one deal breaker. But the 2013 did not create this problem. The model years that started the whole disaster were 3 years earlier. Number 6, 2010 through 2012. These are the model years where it all went wrong. In 2010, Chevrolet redesigned the Equinox and introduced the 2.4-liter Ecotec direct injection 4-cylinder. General Motors used low-tension oil control rings on the pistons to improve fuel economy. The problem is, those rings lose contact with the cylinder walls over time, and once that happens, oil slides past the rings into the combustion chamber. I have personally seen these engines go through a quart of oil every 500 miles. That oil starvation then kills the timing chain. The chain stretches, jumps timing, and on an interference engine that means bent valves and a destroyed motor. General Motors quietly extended the warranty on these to 10 years and 120,000 miles. In my experience, when a manufacturer extends a warranty that far, they are admitting the part was defective from the factory. These 3 model years collectively logged over 4,000 complaints with more than 1,500 engine failures documented between them. I tell people all the time, if you see a 2010, 2011, or 2012 Equinox with the 2.4-liter for sale, keep walking. These are the years that gave the Equinox its reputation problem, and in my opinion, that reputation is completely deserved. If this video is helping you avoid a costly mistake on your next Equinox purchase, hit that subscribe button. I cover Chevy maintenance tips and buyer guides every single week, so you always know what to watch out for. Now for the good news. Let us talk about the Equinox years that are actually worth your money, starting with one that almost everyone walks right past. Number 7, the 2009 Equinox. I really think this is one of the most underappreciated used vehicles on the market right now. People skip right over the first generation because it looks dated compared to the newer body style sitting next to it on the lot, but that is exactly why I like it. The 2009 was the final year of the first generation, which means Chevrolet had 4 full years to sort out the head gasket issues, the transmission failures, and the electrical gremlins from the early models. The result speaks for itself. Just 23 total complaints documented and 0 federal recalls. That is the cleanest record of any Equinox until the 2020 came along a decade later. The 6-speed automatic replaced the problematic 5-speed, and the overall reliability improved dramatically. These sell for almost nothing on the used market because everyone chases the newer body style. If you want basic, honest transportation without the 2.4-liter engine anywhere near it, the 2009 is a legitimately smart buy. Number 8, the 2021 Equinox. If someone asks me which modern Equinox to buy, this is usually the first year I mention. I like the 2021 because it feels like Chevrolet finally figured out the third generation formula. The reliability scores back that up with a 5 out of 5 rating, and the federal government gave it a 5-star overall safety rating. You also get lane keep assist and automatic emergency braking on every single trim, which in my experience actually prevents accidents in the real world. But there is one thing every buyer needs to check before signing. A fuel pump recall covers certain 2021 and 2022 models after the supplier made an unauthorized manufacturing change that caused over 700 documented stall events. Before you buy a 2021, ask the dealer to confirm that the recall was completed. If it was, you are looking at one of the safest and most reliable Equinox years you can buy. If it was not, get it done before you take delivery or find a different one. Number 9, 2019 through 2020. These 2 years are what I consider the sweet spot of the third generation. After the messy 2018 launch, Chevrolet sorted out the brake booster issue, updated the transmission software, and dialed in the 1.5-liter turbo calibration. The 2020 model especially impressed me because it earned a top safety pick and logged one of the lowest complaint volumes of any Equinox ever made. Now here is a tip I give to anyone shopping in this range. If you can find a 2019 or 2020 with the 2.0-liter turbo engine, grab it. That is the engine I personally prefer in the third generation. The 2.0 runs a thicker 530 weight oil that handles fuel dilution much better than the 1.5 turbo running 020 weight. The 2.0 was discontinued after 2021, so they take a little more hunting to find. The 1.5 is perfectly fine for regular driving. Just stay on top of your oil changes, and if you live somewhere cold and do a lot of short trips, I would seriously consider running a slightly thicker oil weight to protect against fuel dilution. Your owner's manual might not tell you that, but the oil analysis results I have seen from these engines tell a very clear story. Number 10, 2016 through 2017. These are the Equinox years I would buy with my own money. J.D. Power named the 2016 the most dependable compact SUV in its segment. It had just 1 recall and roughly 239 total complaints. The 2017 scored a 5 out of 5 reliability rating, and it is the final model year of the second generation, meaning Chevrolet had 7 full years to get everything right. But here is the detail that matters more than any rating or award. The engine you pick is the entire ball game on the Equinox. The 3.6-liter V6, available in these 2 years, has none of the oil consumption problems that destroyed the 2.4-liter. The V6 uses hardened timing chains that were fully revised by this point, and I have talked to owners running these past 200,000 miles on nothing but regular oil changes. With the V6, it just runs. If you want the safest used Equinox you can buy, find a 2016 or 2017 with the 3.6-liter V6. The engine that caused every problem in this video does not exist in that drivetrain. Just a solid, simple crossover that does exactly what it is supposed to do. If you want to see how the Silverado stacks up with its own set of problem years and hidden gems, that video is on screen now.